Hello and welcome again to a brief, whoops, to a brief video with Doc. So this question keeps coming up amongst people I know. They're asking me about the difference between selfishness and selflessness. And it's usually tied to specific examples. So for example, a guy asked me recently, like, is it selfish of me to say in the board meeting, look, I need some time to think this over before I vote on this issue? And he felt selfish delaying the progress. And I said, no, that's not selfish. That's selfless in the sense that you're basing the need for time on wanting to make a good decision for the company. So you see, it's the intention that's important. You want to pay attention to your intention. That's part of the answer to the question. The other example that came up recently, a doctor friend of mine uh, needs time to write up the charts for the patients after she's talked to them. And so she's always being interrupted by her interns and her orderlies and other doctors. And she said, is it selfish of me to say, please don't disturb me right now? I'm doing my charts. Again, I mean, here, this is about taking care of the patients. It's not about herself. It's not selfish. It's about the purpose that we're here for as doctors, which is taking care of patients. So I told her that was not selfish. Now, here's some examples of selfish. You take time off in the evening to be with your kids, but the whole time you're on your cell phone or texting or just sitting there, not really paying attention to them, not interacting with them, but thinking about other things, like from work. Now that's selfish because it's about you. Again, the man, now it's not the intention so much as the manner in which you're being with your kids is selfish. Or another example would be that you're volunteering. I was helping volunteer for a good cause recently, but I was in a bad mood. And so that was very selfish for me to be rubbing my bad mood on all these people who were there for a good cause. That was selfish. So I'm hoping it's beginning to come a little clear. Look at your intention and look at how you're doing it. That's how you can see, is this for myself? Is this about myself? Or is this for a bigger purpose? I would recommend going back, if you find these questions coming up for yourself, go back and look at where your understanding of the relationship between yourself and others or the world, where that got put together. Formative moments, maybe when your father said, stay out of my backyard and I'll stay out of yours, or whatever. Or when somebody was invading your space and there was nothing that you could do about it as a little child. So look, there might be something that you want to acknowledge, put closure on, and recreate your relationship, the relationship between self and selflessness. I would call on you to be more selfish in the sense that you recognize that you are part of a much bigger self. The bigger process of life that's going on around you, whether it's your family or your community or the planet. If you can get in touch with that connection and live from that connection, then self is merged into the world, and the questions about which way to go when. Is this serving just me to take some time off, or is it serving the whole? Those things will clear up. I mean, I would call on you to look at always leaving the bathroom in better condition than you found it. Always giving 10%. right? Let the self merge with the world and look at telling that person in your life who talks too much. We've all got one. Tell them to bottom line it for the sake not of your personal self, but for your sake and their sake and everybody's sake. Have them bottom line it. Tell them you want to get what's important about what they're saying and there's too much to grab. Or, you know, claim your solitude. This is one a lot of people think, well, that's selfish to take time to myself. You're going to be in so much better shape to be with the rest of us, to help us, to, to enjoy being together if you've had the time that you need for yourself. Just some pointers between the difference of